So we want to simplify. Okay. So the biggest perfect square that's a factor of 18 is 9. And the perfect square that's a factor of 8 is 4. So we break this up into 5 square root of 9, square root of 2, minus 3 square root of 4, square root of 2. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 4 is 2. Okay, so this would give us square root of 15 square root of 2 minus 6 square root of 2, which would give me 9 square root of 2. Okay, we want to simplify. And there's supposed to be a 5 in front of that radical. So the biggest perfect square that's a factor of, the biggest perfect cube that's a factor of 320 is 64. So that's 64 times 5. The biggest perfect square that's a factor of y to the fifth would be x to the fifth would be x to the fourth. And the biggest perfect square that's a factor of y to the eighth would be y to the sixth. Okay, so let's clean up this particular one, then we'll go back to that one. So they have the cube root of 64, cube root of 5. Oops, so this should have been cubed into the second. So this would be the cube root of x cubed and the cube root of x to the second, cube root of y to the sixth, cube root of y to the second. So the cube root of 64 is 4. Cube root of x to the third is x. Cube root of x to the second is just the cube root of x to the second. The cube root of y to the sixth would be y to the second, and the cube root of y to the second. Putting this all back, 20, excuse me, 5 times 4 is 20. And putting everything back together that's not a radical in the front. So that would be 20x y to the second. And the radical back, so that would be cube root of 5 x to the second, y to the second. Okay, so now we do the second one. The biggest perfect cube that's a factor of 135. It's going to be 27. X to the second, there's not enough x's to come out, and y to the eighth would be y to the sixth times y to the second. So this would be plus 3x cube root of 27, cube root of 5, cube root of x squared, cube root of y cubed, actually y to the sixth, cube root of y to the second. Okay, so this would be plus 3x times, well, the cube root of 27 is 3. We get cube root of 5, cube root of x squared. Cube root of y to the sixth is y to the second. So we have 3 times 3x is 9x. Third root of 5. Third root of x squared. Y squared. Third root of y squared. And then we bring over all the radicals and all the non-radicals. We move the non-radicals to the front. So that's 9x y squared. And then the cube root of 5, cube root of x squared, cube root of y squared. Put back together. And then 20x y squared, cube root of 5x squared y squared, plus 9x squared, cube root of 5x squared y squared would be 29xy squared, cube root of 5x squared y squared. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at 26. Fourth root of 8 x to the third y to the first times the fifth root, or excuse me, the fourth root of 4xy squared. So this would be the fourth root of 8x cubed y times 4xy squared, okay, which would be equal to the fourth root of 8 times 4 is 32. X cubed times x is x to the fourth. And y times y to the second is y to the third. Okay, so we can bring out 16 here times 2 x to the fourth, y to the third. So this would be the fourth root of 16, fourth root of 2, fourth root of x to the fourth, fourth root of y cubed. So the fourth root of 16 is 2. Fourth root of x to the fourth is x. So we end up with 2x, fourth root of 2y cubed. Okay, so let's take a look at number 27. The fourth root of 3y to the fifth divided by 16x to the 20th. Or excuse me, 16y to the 20th. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to break this into parts. Oh no, that is x to the 20th. Okay, sort of a typo on the notes. So this is going to be equal to the fourth root of, we can break that y down into y to the fourth times y. Fourth root of 16, fourth root of x to the 20th. Okay. So here the fourth root of 3, the fourth root of y to the fourth, and the fourth root of y, all divided by the fourth root of 16 is 2, and the fourth root of x to the 20th is x to the 5th. Fourth root of 3. The fourth root of y to the fourth is y, and the fourth root of y is just the fourth root of y over 2x to the 20th, 2x to the 5th. And then we put the two radicals back together. And that would be our answer.